It is 7:32. Governor Kathy Hochul is in transit headed to the city so she can see some of this storm damage firsthand. She was on the story last night with the state of emergency declaration, speaking to New Yorkers last night, and will no doubt address New Yorkers again after this disaster. Governor Hochul joins me now. Thank you for making time for us. What's your message to New Yorkers this morning?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the people who are on the front lines, our first responders, the bus drivers who are nothing short of heroes, who had to make up for the subway shutting down and still getting people safely where they go. So once again, we are always in awe and so grateful for the people who are out there in the streets, people who are literally pumping the subway stations, the subway tunnels right now. And so thank you to all of them. But what we all went through as a city and regions around the state was absolutely unprecedented. So people, this is one for the record books. You'll be telling your grandkids how you went through this experience, and my heart goes out to the families who lost a loved one. What a shock when you think that you're safe in the basement of your home and the floodwaters come raging in and you're not able to escape. So I can't imagine how frightening that was for people, and how just absolutely heartbreaking it is to know that something happened to one of your loved ones because of a weather event. But we are on top of this. We have been, throughout the night since this really developed. What had happened was we anticipated there was going to be a storm. We saw the warnings. We prepared. We had resources deployed on the ground, pumps from set around the country, from the state to New York City area. Our DOT trucks, our Port Authority assets, we were on the ground ready, working very closely with the city of New York. I want to commend the city of New York for how they've been responding and our neighboring counties. But we had an event where between 8:51 p.m. and 9:51, absolute record waterfall out of the skies. The heavens really opened up, and the water came down in numbers that we've never seen and hope we never see again. And that's what really paralyzed the situation.
But Governor Hochul, do we have to recalibrate now? If climate change is a factor in this, if we're seeing these situations more often, do we have to recalibrate and not dismiss this as a once in 500-year event and say, this is an infrastructure challenge? We need to fortify these subway tunnels because the situation now isn't good enough. Flooding is infrequent, but it's frequent enough that it cripples the city.
Right, and I don't say that as a dismissive way of saying we're not handling it. I'm just pointing out that what the experts are telling us is that this is unprecedented, and the scale of it was rather shocking, and that's what everybody just lived through. That does not mean that I'm not going to approach this with a tremendous sense of urgency and say, yes, we've experienced tropical storms, we've experienced hurricanes in the past, but they are becoming far more normal than we ever anticipated decades ago, and we have to build up to that. And so I'm going to be continuing to communicate with the leadership of our transit authorities, the Port Authority, the MTA, and find out, are there more measures we should be taking? Convene the experts and tell us how we can protect the viability of our system, because it cannot be paralyzed like this on a regular basis. I mean, we can handle this circumstance now, and we can anticipate another one probably any time. But in the meantime, riders need to know that there is nothing we can't do. So in the short term, we truly have to assess the damage, and that's what I'll be involved with FEMA to see if we meet the threshold for federal assistance. We've been in communication with the White House. The long term, you are absolutely right. I want this system fortified so this does not become anything more than a regular occurrence. New Yorkers deserve better than that.
What about individual homeowners or apartment building owners who have seen these floodwaters come in, sometimes coming in through the sewer system, no fault of their own, and suddenly they are doing thousands of dollars in cleanup? Will the state be able to help with that?
Well, certainly we'll be providing assistance. There is money that we'll be finding to make sure it gets to these homeowners and their own insurance if they have it. So we have people on the ground now working with people who've been hardest hit, working with the various community leaders, the borough presidents, and the mayor. So that is actually something that we're assessing right now, how much assistance is needed. And again, this is just a nightmare for a homeowner. I mean, you think you're okay in your home, the waters are rising, you see your precious possessions being destroyed, and we're on top of this. I mean, it's a bad situation, but as the dawn comes and the light is out there and sunlight is out, we're going to be starting to literally survey the damage with great intensity to make sure that we handle the situation as best we can.
Yeah, it's such a different day today with the sun shining, and a lot of these roads have dried up already. Governor, a final question here. What do you hope for the second week on the job? This has been a rather busy first week.
Well, even too easy for us morning. We were anticipating Hurricane Henri to hit Long Island. I was on the beaches there trying to feel its resiliency and how it's prepared. So I'll tell you, I'm prepared for anything that happens, but we'll try to make the New Yorkers get through as best we can. That's my commitment. We'll get that information in real time. We'll continue to be transparent. And as always, when I assess any problem, I want a full report afterward on what steps were taken, what else could have been done, and I'll make sure that's available to the public.
Yeah, we'd be happy things settle down a little bit for the next couple of weeks after the week we've had. Governor Kathy Hochul, we appreciate your time this morning. We'll be catching up with you as you survey some of these sites in New York City. Appreciate you being with us this morning.
Thank you very much, Ben. Bye-bye.